We have that battle the last 15 years, which is good. He pushed me and I push him as well, so it's good.
Football is loved, played and followed all around the world for a long, long time. In all that time, billions of people have played this wonderful game, and millions have devoted their lives to it. Many different players have written their name into history, but these are those who not only made history, but did something more, forever cementing their greatness in the football world. Each of you can probably name dozens or even hundreds of really great football players, but we want to tell you about the best 5 of all time. So here are the top 5 best footballers in history. Don't forget to subscribe, like and leave a 4-word comment. Here we go. 5th place, Zinedine Zidane.
Zidane, in my opinion, was the best player that I trained. Above all, it was really a pleasure to see.
Many people recognize Zinedine Zidane as a very cool coach, but we should not forget that the Frenchman's career as a footballer has been no less remarkable than his coaching career. The Frenchman can rightly be described as one of the greatest players in history, and we're now going to find out why. The Frenchman's career began in his homeland with professional team Cannes FC, for which he played from the age of 16. In 1992, when Zinedine was 20, he moved to Bordeaux, where he made his first breakthrough on the worldwide scene. After all, in the 95-96 season, Bordeaux managed to reach the UEFA Cup final where they lost to Bayern Munich. But despite his brilliant successes in France, Zidane's real prominence came after his move to Juventus Turin. With the old lady, Zidane reached the Champions League final twice in a row, immediately following his move. In late 1966, he won the Intercontinental Cup with a win over Argentina's River Plate. In the winter of 1996, Juve won the UEFA Super Cup. Twice in a row, in 1997 and 1998, the Frenchman and Juventus were champions of Italy and won the Italian Super Cup in 1997. But these were not the most important trophies in Zidane's career, as in 1998, he became world champion with the French national team, which subsequently helped him to win the Ballon d'Or, or Golden Ball, later that year. After winning the Ballon d'Or and the World Cup trophy, the Frenchman spent another 3 years in Turin, playing for Juventus and winning the Euro in 2000 with his national team as one of the leaders. In 2008, he moved to Real Madrid for a record 75 million euros. At the time, it was difficult for any player to adapt to a different league, and Zidane was no exception. The first time, he was quite hard to get used to the new game style, but Zidane would not be Zidane if, after some time, working with the then coach of the Galacticos, Vincent Del Bosque, he would not have found his style of play. And from the second half of the season onwards, Zinedine began to show his confidence. In the same season, he helped his new team to win the Champions League, his first trophy in this competition. At Real Madrid, the Frenchman had become a real leader and had won many trophies, playing with guys like Roberto Carlos, Beckham and Raul. The last match in the career of a legendary Frenchman became the final of the World Cup in 2006, where he scored a penalty kick opener. But it was not the match's milestone. It was the game in which Zizou headbutted Marco Materazzi in the chest and got a red card for that. And France lost to Italy in a penalty shootout that prevented Zidane from becoming a double world champion. But this in absolutely no way diminishes Zidane's merits, and he rightly holds the 5th place of our top list.
At the Bernabeu, and we was in the changing room downstairs, and it was only me and him. And he come up to me and sat next to me and he said, "I just want to say thank you, and it was an honour to play with you for 3 years." And I was like, for him to say that to me was one of the biggest moments in my life, in my life and in my career.
4th place, Diego Maradona.
Few incredible players in all history. He's one of them. And the people for our generation, the World Cup '86 in Mexico and the other ones, it was something that made this sport better.
Diego Armando Maradona is a legendary Argentinian footballer who will always be at the top when it comes to discussing who is the best. Our top list is not an exception. Sadly, Diego passed away in 2020, but we all know that man is alive as long as people's memories of him live on. And Maradona is a man that the memory of whom will be kept alive for many generations, because this stocky Argentinian with 165 centimeters became a real legend.
I will miss Diego, and I still, of course, I'm very sad, but I have a smile because with him, every minute I spent with him.
Diego Maradona's career was really long, and it needs a separate video to be fully described, and we will do that if you wish. Therefore, we're to tell you only about key events in the career and life of Argentinian. Diego is one of the few famous South American footballers to have stayed in his own country for a long time. But this didn't bother Maradona, as he played brilliantly for clubs like Argentinos Juniors and Boca Juniors, and became a favourite of not only Argentinians, but also football fans from all over the world. Diego's European career began in 1982 with Barcelona. After that transfer, he became the most expensive footballer in the world. In Catalonia, he was greeted as a real star.
He went to Barcelona at the age of 21, but I remember the Maradona that played for Barcelona, and he did some extraordinary things there.
He spent 2 years in Barcelona, where he showed a good level of play, but Barca was not the place for him to stay for a long time. His next club happened to be Napoli, where Diego was literally cherished. The best years of his career were spent in Napoli. In 7 years in the club, he scored 81 goals and became the champion of Italy twice. However, in most respects, it was a career in the national team that defined Maradona's greatness, as he won the World Cup with Argentina, which subsequently the country would not have for another 36 years. The 1986 World Cup will be remembered by fans because of Maradona. And for all his career achievements, Diego Armando Maradona deserves to be on the 4th position of our list. Surely, not everyone in the world was fond of Maradona, although as a player everyone liked him. 3rd place, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Emily, yes. You just look at the way he plays, the way how he performs, and the way how he prepares himself for the big games and also the regular games. He's a guy who's been consistent for the last 10 years, I suppose, and he's an example for all the young players coming up.
Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, that's his full name, and hundreds of rising footballers are inspired with his highlights. We already have a video about this legendary Portuguese on our channel, which you should definitely watch if you haven't yet. Ronaldo is one of 2 players on the list whose career is still going strong. Cristiano represents a generation of players that's taken football to a new level and given it a whole different colouring. The Portuguese player's career has been amazing and full of trophies.
Cristiano Ronaldo, top player, top professional, simply the best.
2 teams which Ronaldo played for at his prime were Manchester United and Real Madrid. With these clubs, he's won a huge number of victories and dozens of trophies. Let's briefly run through the main ones. Cristiano is a 5 times Champions League winner, a 3-time Premier League champion, and a 2-time La Liga champion. In fact, these are only a fraction of all of the Portuguese's trophies. As for his personal achievements, he has won 5 Ballon d'Ors and a great number of other awards which we've already mentioned in our separate video. Also, a distinctive feature of every player in our top list is a trophy of large international tournament, won with the national team. And Cristiano Ronaldo is no exception. In 2016, he and the Portuguese national team won the Euro Trophy, in which he played a key role, as at the time he was at his best and a real menace to opponents.
No doubt, is the best player, the best squad player, the best forward is Cristiano Ronaldo.
The Portuguese is now 38 years old and still playing. Surprisingly, he's probably the only player in our top list who has achieved success like this, largely due to his work ethic rather than his natural talent. Cristiano Ronaldo is justly ranked as the 3rd best player in history.
Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the best football players all the time.
2nd place, Pele.
One of the greatest sportsmen of all time. He said transcended football, become obviously a global ambassador, was an icon, was an inspiration for not only young Brazilian footballers, but young footballers all over the world. We've heard about
Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known as Pele, is our number 2. The Brazilian legend crushed almost every team in his career. Everyone who's played with him or against him has noted Pele's incredible talents. He's probably one of the most talented footballers in history. We could go on for hours talking about Pele's career, so let's run through the highlights which will show you why we put him at number 2 on our list of the best footballers in history.
I was brought up in the
Pele for you.
Yeah, Pele for me.
Pele spent almost his entire club career with Brazilian Santos, which he joined in 1956. He scored 643 goals for Santos, according to a specialist media reports. According to other sources, that number equaled to 1,091. He also managed to win numerous trophies with the club. But that is not the thing to be noticed when talking about Pele. The remarkable thing is what he's done alongside Brazilian national team. Pele is the only footballer in the world to become a 3-time world champion. That is simply amazing. Among other things, he was the best goal scorer in the history of the national team with 77 goals. All this helped him earn a great number of individual awards, such as FIFA Player of the Century, IOC Athlete of the Century, FIFA Honorary Golden Ball, and a whole host of other achievements. Pele passed away just a couple of months ago, but he left a great story behind and a tremendous legacy. Thanks to him for a legendary career. There's Pele the man, and then Pele the player. And to play like Pele is to play like God. First place, Lionel Messi.
That god of football made it completely different, and of course they have a good team, of course they have phenomenal players.
Lionel Messi is a genuine living legend of our times. He is the second Argentinian in the list, apart from Diego Maradona. Messi can be talked about endlessly. This is the player who has gathered the best qualities from all those we've talked about earlier. Messi is a true football phenomenon.
For me, I said many times, I've been it's the best.
Just watch any of his matches and you'll be amazed. On the pitch, the Argentinian performances are really magical. At a very young age, he was spotted by Spanish agents in Catalonia, who brought him to Barcelona. At the age of 13, Messi showed incredible skills and left no question for the club's management. They did everything they could to get Lionel and make him feel comfortable. The next 21 years, the Wonderboy spent in Catalonia, playing for the Blaugranes. During that time, he won a huge number of both team and individual trophies. It is difficult to imagine, but the Argentinian is a 10-time La Liga champion, a 4-time winner of the Champions League, a 7-time winner of Copa del Rey. That's just something unbelievable. And we haven't even listed like 50% of all Messi's club trophies. And as we remember, victories with the national team are essential to football's greatness. And despite a sustained criticism of Lionel's national team performance, Messi won first Copa America, and in 2 years, finally, at the end of 2022, became world champion and gifted his country a real celebration.
We are talking about the best player in the world, and Messi has the capacity to solve the situation and to create a chance when you are not seeing the chance to score. And
Messi's personal trophies are also amazing. We won't list them all as there are so many, but the Argentinian has 7 Ballon d'Ors, more than anyone in the history of football. And with so many achievements, Lionel Messi deserves to be the best in history.
Who's the best player in the world?
Lionel Messi.
I think obviously the best football in the world is Messi.
Messi for sure is better than Ronaldo. We've shared with you our opinion on 5 best players in history. Maybe you have a different opinion. Be sure to share it in the comments, and thanks for watching.